So let's take a look at the final exam now, okay? So this is only worth 10% of your overall semester grade, where in the past it was up to almost 25%, which is a big difference in that one. So let me just go over the math real quick just to show you. So I have sent you guys this spreadsheet so you can use it yourself, this PDF if you want to, but I'm going to walk you through it. So here we go with it, okay? So let's say your cycle average over the entire semester, the 3 grading cycles, you have a 95%, okay? Awesome. If you want to keep that 95% after the final, in order to keep the 90, the A, you need to get a 45, okay? 45%, not bad. If you want to get an 80, a B, you don't need to do the final, and then your teacher needs to take away 55 points. If you want to get a C, don't do the final, your teacher would take away 105 points. If you want a D, don't do the final, and your teacher will take away 155. Honestly, that's not going to happen. No way in heck. So basically, if you got a 95 going into the final, there's not too much of a way you're not going to get that A. Okay? Pretty cool in that one. Now, obviously, if you got a 90 and you want to keep the A, you definitely need to get a 90 on the final, okay? So it's pretty important. So you can see the importance of it. Now, if we come down here, we're in the B range, okay? So remember, this column here is your A here. If you have an 85 going into the final and you want to get an A, you would have to get a 135 on the final out of 100. Let's be real, it ain't going to happen, people, okay? Not possible. See, anything over 100? Definitely not. Now, if you want to keep a B, you want to keep the 80 on the final, just get a 35 and you keep your 80, you're good to go in that one. Obviously, you can see there, when it's the negative, the blue column here, there's no way possible that's going to happen because your teacher's not going to take away points on top of things. So, we're really looking at the green section here. Then the black section is a no-go. Okay, so if I have a 75 in the class for a semester grade, and I'm telling myself, you know what, I want that A. I really do in the final, and I'm going to get an A in the class. You would have to get a 225 out of 100 on the final in order to get an A. Not going to happen. If you want a B, a straight B, you would have to get 125 in the final. Not going to happen more than likely. If you want to keep your 75, keep your C, then get a 75 in the final and you're good to go. If you want a D, get a 25 on the final and there's your D. Congratulations. So you can see that as you get down the grading scale more, basically, if you have anything below a 70, you really are kind of jeopardizing yourself going into the final exam, because the best you can get yourself is the D, right? There's no way possible, according to the math here, that if you have a 67% going into the final, these columns here show you cannot get an A, B, or C. All you can get is a D, and in order to get the D, you got to get a 97% on the final. So, the moral of the story is, you really need to get that grade up, and there's a certain cutoff. So look at the PDF and see kind of what you might need to get going into the final to get your overall grade with that. Let's take a look now how the grading cycle is going to work, because remember, it's a little bit different than probably what you're used to, because it's more of a trimester type system where you have 3 grades instead of like quarter 1, quarter 2. You have 3 grading cycles, right? Each one of them is worth 30% and the final is worth 10%. We've already talked about this. It is different, okay? And if you're thinking that, hey, we're just going to rescind on the grading policies and we're going to give everyone passing because of COVID, I'm telling you right now, you're wrong in that one, okay? So you really got to pay attention to this. So what I'm going to do here is just simply show you how you can average things out and then see what you need to get. So let's say first cycle, you got a 75, cool. It's going to be worth 23%. Then next cycle, you got a 79%. Then the cycle after that, you got an 85. Awesome. And then on the final, you got, I don't know, let's say you got an 80. Awesome. Cool. Look, your semester grade now is going to be 80% based off of this, right? Pretty good. So let's go and start just a new one. We can kind of see a little bit here. So someone who may be struggling, you know, we got a 65, then we got a 71. So we did better. Third cycle, we got a 75. Ooh, ouch. Now we really got to get a good final score. Let's even see if we can do that. Ooh, even with almost 100%, all as you can do on that is get a 73%. So you kind of see how important it really is in this one to keep your cycles up. So if you do get a low first cycle grade, anything under 70, you really want to shoot for at least a 75 or more your second cycle, and then you would want to shoot for an 85 at least minimum on that if you're looking for that. If you're looking to get to that B at least in the course, you're really going to have to average out that 80 in that one. So there is a way to come back, right? You know, you can always come back in this one. So let's say maybe there. So the good thing is, like I said with this one, it is not end-all be-all cycle 1. However, if you only incrementally do a little bit better or you do worse in that one, you can kind of see how it goes down. So I just want to remind you, pay attention to this. I have the formula written down here for you so you can do this. All as you're basically doing is you are taking your grade percentage here and you're going to times it by 0.30. Okay, very simple. I'm writing it on the screen for you right now so you can see. And then you just add them up. Pretty simple on that. But each cycle is 30%, final is 10%. So don't say I didn't warn you on this one, but this is how it's going to go down for semester 1.